Okay, guys, so today we are going to, for the assignment, you are going to watch these video instructions, obviously, complete the actively learn activity called End of Year Novel Study, choose fact or fiction or nonfiction, or fiction or nonfiction, and then complete 15 minutes of Movie Max practice. There's 60 total minutes due for this week. So this assignment looks like this. If you access it, it will appear as end of year novel study. Choose fiction or nonfiction. When you go directly into it, it'll look like this. And you're going to read over each book description and choose the book you would like to read as a novel study. This is our final unit of the year, and so this will take us up through June, the rest of the year. So we're going to explore. You could either choose to pick fiction, which means it's a made up story, and explore the freedom of the world outside of quarantine, because book one is a non-fictional or a fictional piece called Where the Word Red Fern Grows. This both are coming of age stories. One is fiction, which means it was made up, and the other is nonfiction, which means it's a coming of age story that actually happened to someone. With the first one, we are looking at Where the Red Fern Grows. This piece is a beautifully written piece by a male author, and this was a story that he made up based on of his time as during his childhood. And the main character is an adult telling us the story of when he was in a 12-year-old boy, 12, 13-year-old young boy, and his experiences hunting in the great outdoors of the wild. The other book choice that you could choose is basically, as this one is all about freedom in the wild, the second choice is all about what to do when you're quarantined, in fact. So I would call her the OG of quarantine. This is nonfiction. This really happened. And this is the story, or this is the diary, the account, the diary of a 13-year-old girl who was literally locked into a small house in hiding during World War II with 8 people, and she never left the enclosed space of her life for 2 years. So you could read a non-fictional piece about the adventures in the great outdoors, or a fictional piece. I don't know why I keep saying that. Or you could read a non-fictional piece about the real experiences faced by a young girl as she was forced into quarantine, so to speak, hiding from the outside world during Nazis and their pursuit of the Jewish population during World War II. Again, this girl really existed, and this boy is a made up character by an author, but both are an option. So I want you to read a little background about it. I've given you basically what you would find if you went to Amazon and searched the book, like sort of the back side of the book cover. And I want you to read about both books based on what it says from the back. And then after you complete it, I'm asking you, which book do you want to read as your final unit for reading class? Do you want to read Where the Red Fern Grows, or do you want to read Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl? Again, Red Fern, a fictional made up story. Anne Frank, real girl, actually existed. This really happened to her, nonfiction. Some of you I know are avid readers, and you might be thinking, I like both of these options. I am very, very much a quick reader. I can read well. I would love to interact with you, Mrs. Zappia, with both novels, and that would be awesome too. And so if you are an avid reader and would love to read both and interact with me with both, you can pick both. A lot of these embedded questions are literally me asking you questions about your life, and I answer some of them myself about my life and my connections to the text as you read through it. So it's not the same question styles that we've had in the past. Both books were books that I read myself when I was 13 years old, and both had a profound effect on me. And so I'd love for you to pick which one that you would like, and you will see your assignments for only the one you've chosen. If you've chosen both, I will provide you with both, and so you'll be able to answer and respond to the questions for both. Now, also, and in addition to this, you're going to notice, and I'm going to try to show this to you. Um, I will be hopefully starting next week, maybe this week, I'm going to be posting everything for the entire week for you. So if you need to know what date it is. Tomorrow's the 14th, then you have the 15th, then you have the 16th, and then you have the 17th. So you're going to see something for every day. So the top thing is actually going to be the lessons for Friday, where you do that makeup day. And I'll probably be starting that next week. Maybe if I can, I'll start it this week. The reason why it might not start till next week is simply because you have to pick which novel first. And so I really can't give you the information, which is the start of reading that novel on Thursday, the 16th, until you make that choice for today's activity. So that's just a heads up. You're going to see that eventually. But pick your novel. If you want both, I'll give you both. If you're an avid reader and you think it would be cool to read both pieces and you're not sure whether you want fiction or nonfiction because they're both sounding pretty cool to you, I can give you both of them. And you can answer questions for both of them. You can read both of them, and that'd be fun too. And so this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year is reading a book. And you get to choose which book you want, whether it's Redfern or The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank, or whether it's both. So that's what you do today.